All right, chapter 34, Michael's play. That night, when we're working on the chest, I tell Dad, I have to go to school tonight. Tonight? For what for? Michael is in a play. Who's Michael? My friend. Your friend? Do I know him? I shrug and wonder how I'm supposed to know that. He's in the first grade, I tell him. And he's your friend? Yes, so I have to go to his play. It's important. It's at 7 o'clock. Dad looks at his watch. It's almost 6:45 already. I stand up fast. Then we have to go now because it takes almost 9 minutes to get to school. Caitlin, I don't want to be late. You should have told me before. It is before. But you are so... But we have to move. I wasn't planning on going out tonight. You don't have to plan. It's already planned. I run to the door and open it. I'll be in the car. I run across the grass and pull on the car door, but it won't open. I run around to all 4 doors. They are all locked. It's locked! It's locked! It's locked! It's locked! I hear the front door slam and Dad's shoes clomping fast. I'm coming! Hurry! Hurry! The car beeps, the lights turn on, and I open the door and throw myself inside. Dad gets the front seat and turns on the engine. Drive! Drive! He makes the engine go loud and whips around to me. I'm glad there is a seat back between us because he is trying to get into my personal space. Caitlin, I'm not very happy about this. Next time I need some warning. I'm warning you, I say in my warning voice. Caitlin, drive, drive, fast, now. He lurches out of the driveway and I'm thrown off the back seat. Put on your seatbelt, he yells. Don't yell, I hate it when people yell. Dad mutters a lot of things, but I can't hear him, and I don't care because at least he's not yelling. What time is it now, Dad? We have plenty of time. What time is it? It's, he stops and takes a breath, 6:48. We'll get there at 6:57. Unless you hurry, then maybe we can get there at 6:56. Then we have to park and walk inside. Where is the play? I told you, at school. I know, he hisses, but where in the school? I freeze. Cafeteria? Gym? Classroom? I don't know. Oh, no. Dad switches to his nice voice fast. We'll find it. It's okay. It's okay. And we'll get there in plenty of time. No problem. You'll see Michael, and Michael will be happy to see you. It's great to have a friend. Isn't it? I'm really proud of you. He keeps talking, but I don't listen. I just moan and chew and suck my sleeve until we pull into the school, and he says, Ah, the lights are on in the cafeteria, and lots of people and little kids are there, so that's where it is. You see, everything is okay. Dad pulls into a handicapped spot right by the cafeteria door, and I tell him, You can't park here! But he turns off the engine and opens his door and says, This counts. He opens my door and he says, Come on, we made it. There's no place left to sit where I can actually see Michael, who is dressed in a smashed cardboard box that's painted yellow to look like a pear, sort of. I have to stand against the wall by the out door. I hate standing up. It makes my feet hurt, and I can smell the wet cafeteria smell, and the lights are too bright. At least I'm farther away from the noisy people. They are all talking loud about anything. I hear security system, and school board, and babysitter, and nightmares, and ulcer, and high fiber. Not one person says food pyramid, or dairy product, or candy, or anything about why they are here. They are worse than my class because most of the time we at least know what the subject is. They might as well go home if they don't want to be here. That's what Mrs. Johnson says. Finally, Mrs. Hanratty, the kindergarten teacher, gets up and tells everyone about healthy eating, and the play begins, and the people finally focus. Their cameras, at least. Michael looks around the room, and I know he is looking for me, so I raise my hand high and close and open it 3 times, and then 6 before he notices and waves back with a big grin on his face. Afterward, I tell Michael he looks like a pear, even though he looks more like a kid in a squished cardboard box. The part about the squished box I just think in my head. I think that makes him happy because he smiles and he says, You're like my big sister. It makes me feel kind of warm and glowy on the inside. Wait here, he says, and is back in a moment later dragging a man. This is my dad. You must be Caitlin. It's great to meet you. I've heard so much about you, Michael's dad says. I don't like football, I tell him. Oh, he says. But it's okay if you do. I remember to smile. Thank you. He smiles at me too, and so does Michael. Then Dad and Michael's dad talk for a long time while Michael and I try to make the food pyramid out of all the snacks. It's really hard to get brownies to balance on top of the carrot sticks, though. On the drive home, I think about Michael being dressed up as a pear and how that's better than having to dress up as a ham, like Scout did in To Kill a Mockingbird. I ask Dad, do you remember that movie? What movie? To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, yes, I do. It's a good one, isn't it? It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it was one of the best. Devin liked it, too. Dad clears his throat and his hands clench and unclench the steering wheel. Yes, he did. Do you think I'm like Scout? The little girl in the movie, Dad nods. Then he also says, very much. I grin. You're like Atticus. He was brave. Thank you, he sighs. I wish I were more like Atticus. Being like Scout makes me happy, so I want him to feel just like Atticus. Maybe you can get glasses, like his. If I ever need glasses, I'll think about buying some like his. Maybe you should dress like him. I'm not sure. His clothes are not too practical for my kind of job. Maybe you can shoot a dog. We swerve on the road a little. I'd rather not do that. Just one that was going to kill us, a sick dog. Can I get some overalls like Scout? Honey, we have to live in the real world. I like you as Caitlin. But you said that movie was the best. For a movie, but this is real life. A movie isn't as good as real life. It can't even compare. Dad is wrong about that. A movie is better than life because in the movies only the bad guys die. Or you can pick the good movies where the bad guys die and only watch those. If you get tricked and a good person dies in the movie, then you can rewrite it in your head so the good person lives and the part about death is superfluous. Right, honey? Dad has been talking, but I wasn't ready to listen. What? Life is special. You mean it's not just me who's special, it's all of life. Yes. I guess the good news is that everybody has to put up with being special because everybody is alive. And I'll try chapter 35 as well. It's called Monkey Bars. On Monday we have a fire drill, which means first recess is late, so they get to stay out for part of second recess. I don't like that many kids at once. That many kids can only lead to problems, which is exactly what happens. Mrs. Brooke has to take 3 boys inside who get in a big fight. I look around for Michael. I still feel warm and fuzzy because I'm his big sister. I'll take care of him just like Devin always took care of me. Scout's honor. And then I see Michael and my hands start shaking. He's on the monkey bars. He is screaming, and Josh is pulling on his legs. No! I run all the way to the monkey bars and I hit Josh hard and yell, let go of him! Leave him alone! Don't touch him! You're evil! Stop hitting me, you freak, Josh yells, but I have to keep hitting him because he won't let go of Michael. Stop! Stop, Michael says, and don't call my friend a freak! I'm helping him stay up, Josh says as I try to pry his hands off Michael. No, you're not, I say. You're evil, evil, evil. Stop it or I'll fall, Michael screams. Josh lets go. You're an idiot, he says to me. Don't say that, Michael shouts. Josh's face is red. Can't you see I'm trying to help? You're evil, I say. Help, I'm going to fall, Michael screams. Somebody catch me. Josh steps under Michael before I can stop him, and I watch as Michael falls into his arms diagonally, and Josh puts him upright and sets him carefully on the ground. Josh looks at Michael, then at me. His face is swollen and his voice cracks, even though he only has one word to say. See? Josh was helping me, Michael says. Oh, I say. No kidding, someone asks. I look around and there are a bunch of kids around the monkey bars now staring at Josh. I think Josh has just noticed them too. He steps back from the crowd. Why does everyone think I'm bad? Josh's voice is in a whisper. I don't, Michael says, but his voice is covered up by the crowd talking. Because you are, a boy says loud. Duh! You're mean, someone else says. Yeah, Josh, a voice shouts. It runs in your family. Ooh, a lot of people say. I'm not like my cousin, Josh shouts. It's not fair. Everybody blames me. He looks at the crowd. They do, I say. Yes, everybody hates me because he killed those people. You hate me because of that. I shake my head. No, I hate you because you're mean to people. Except I guess you're nice to Michael. I wish you'd make up your mind and be mean or nice. Then I'd know how to feel. I'm mean to people because they're mean to me. Oh, well, maybe if you're nice to people, they'll be nice to you, I tell him. Michael pulls Josh's sleeve. I like you, Josh. You read to me and you give me high fives, and you stopped Avery when he was pushing me, and you helped me on the monkey bars, and you promised you wouldn't let me fall, and you didn't. You caught me, Josh. I don't know why this is a reason to cry, but Josh drops on his knees and covers his face. I can hear him crying behind his hands, though. The crowd is quiet now. Nobody says anything. Michael kneels down next to Josh and pats his back. Caitlin thought you were trying to hurt me because sometimes you pull people off the monkey bars. Josh is still sobbing. He stretches his hands so his palms cover his eyes and his fingers are covering the top of his head. It looks like he's trying to cover his whole head, but it's not working. I watch him and I wonder if he wants a fleece or a sofa cushion to cover him up. That's what I want when I feel bad. Michael looks up at me with his Bambi eyes. In them I see sadness, and I think it's fear or maybe it's confusion. I also see friendship, and I think there's a look that means I need to do something to help, to answer the question. I think it's the look I gave Devin. A lot. So I kneel down on the other side of Josh and pat his back too and tell him it's okay, the same way Devin used to tell me and Dad still tells me. The way that I can really believe it. And if this is empathy, I hope Josh can feel some of the empathy that's starting to come out of me.